All right, welcome friends. Today we're going to wrap this kind of odd shaped druzy agate piece. As you can see, it's kind of a weird shape. It's not a normal cabochon, and we're going to want this to be our front and this to be our back. So the first thing I'm going to do is bring out our formula. So this is the formula, excuse me, sorry guys, the zoom is erratic. So this is the formula that pertains to doing really any wrap using the zigzag cage. So I want this piece to sit like this. I want some negative space right here above the piece. So I only want my zigzags to go around just the edge of this. And so that's going to be our perimeter. So as you can see, I've got perimeter here. So that's going to be our X. So we'll want to measure from here all the way around to here. And that will decide what our zigzag section is going to be. I have already cut wires for this. So we are prepared there. I have gone a little extra, so I'm going to give you guys the measurements for what I just said. So it looks like from here to here is roughly 2 inches. Let me double check that. Yeah, it's roughly 2 inches. So based on this formula, you would want 2 6-inch pieces for your inner wires and then 2 8-inch pieces for your outer wires. And now I'll tell you what I actually have. Hey Connie, how are you, love? So I have 2 8-inch pieces and it looks like 2 10-inch pieces. No, just under 10-inch pieces, right around 9.5. So I've got 2 8-inch pieces and 2 9.5-inch pieces. I really just kind of blindly grabbed what I thought I would need, but a little more overestimated than the formula itself. So I'm going to start by making a 2-inch section of zigzag. So I'm taking my longer pieces, my 9.5-inch pieces, and I'm grabbing my 3mm Xuron 483 pliers. If you ever see a tool in my live stream and you are wondering what it was, where it is, or where to get it, always check the description of my videos. Go to my website. You'll see a section marked jewelry making. In that section, you'll see tools and supplies. All of the tools that I use in my live streams are available there, including these right here. And they're Xuron 483s. So I'm going to take these. By the way, this wire is a solid sterling silver 21 gauge square wire. This design can be done with round wire. Okay, so I'm going to grab both these wires. If you're just learning how to do this design, I would advise that you only do this one wire at a time and not both at the same time. But for the sake of speed and brevity, I'm going to go ahead and do it with 2 wires at the same time. And because I need 2 inches, I'm going to go out from one side and do about 1 inch, and then I'm going to flip my work and I'm going to do 1 inch on the other side. I'm actually going to do just under 1 inch because when we hammer it, it's going to flatten out and it's going to be more than 2 inches or more than. Hey Dawn, how are you, love? Happy Monday. So let's see, that should be about just a little under 1 inch. Let me check. It's a little bit under 1 inch. All right, so I'm going to grab, flip to my work, and we're going to start going the opposite direction with our zigzags. Oh my gosh, Kaylin, hello my love, how are you? Oh my Lanta. Hallie Boo Bear, hello my love. Hey Dawn. I am good, done with work. Done with work. Woohoo! Woohoo! Yay! That's exciting. I'm happy for you. 2, 4, 6. Is it 2, 4, 6, 8? I'm gonna measure this. Okay. So I think after we hammer this, this is going to be the perfect size. So I'm going to take my bench block and my chasing hammer. Is that what this is? This is what I'm wrapping. It's a druzy agate. Here we go. When I hammer this, you'll see it just kind of flattens out those little puckers right there. Gives you a nice flat aesthetic. Caitlin, it's from Mondo, so it might be, unless it's just not. Okay, we measure that. All right, that looks about perfect. Now we're going to do the other one. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to take those shorter wires from the beginning that we didn't bend, and those are going to go in the middle of these two wires. I'm going to make sure these are the same length. Stretch that out a little bit. There we go. So I'm going to align all of these together. As you can see, usually after the zigzag is done, all of these are about the same length, roughly centered. Right. And then I'm going to take a 20, actually I think this might be a 22 gauge, let me check. Yes, I've got a 22 gauge half round here. You could do this with 20 gauge half round, 21 gauge half round. It really just, it's whatever floats your boat. And I'm going to wrap it flat side down. Just 2 times. And I'm going to straighten this piece out so that we're not fighting with it while we're working. Alright, and I'm just going to open these up. And when you're working with half round, it's much easier if you turn your work and not your wire. So instead of fighting trying to wrap your half round wire around your work, it's much easier to turn your work instead of your wire. I'm just going to do loose rotations because I'm a little bit on a time crunch right now. I do like to squeeze that wire that goes over all four, just because it feels like it gives it a little more stability when I do stretch those wires back out, the outer wires. So when I go over all four of them, I like to squish that down before I open these up. You can do this whole design with all round wires. So if you wanted to do this, you could do like all round base wires, as well as your binding wire could be like you could use 20 gauge round wires for your base wires and like a 26 gauge or even a 28 gauge for your weaving wire. You just have to kind of accommodate appropriately for what you're doing. So you may need to do, you know, maybe 2 rotations here just for a better aesthetic. It really depends on what you like, as long as you are clamping all 4 wires together between each of these little hills or teeth. If you are working with a sterling silver wire, and even some copper wire, but I find this more of an issue with sterling silver and even gold filled, I highly recommend against pulling really hard on your half round wire, because the edge of this wire can be razor sharp, and you're gonna have a bad time. You're gonna have a bad time. Thank you for the likes, you guys. I appreciate you. And if you're not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. And if you don't want to miss the beginning of my live streams, hit the bell. Okay, so this is going to be our last little section. Yeah, dishes never end. That's true. Alright, so now I'm just going to flip that over just to get a better grip on this. And I'm going to kind of, between my index finger and thumb, oh, you know what? I forgot. I'm not used to having to set this every time, so I apologize. As I kind of get used to being over here more, I'll be better about that, but I feel like that makes you guys see a little better. Hey, Christine! Alright, so I'm gonna take my index finger and my thumb and pinch those together and go around twice to match the other side. It really, if you want to do 3 or 4 or whatever, it's whatever you desire. It ultimately doesn't matter as long as those are nicely tightly bound together. And I did start with about 20 inches of this half round wire, just so you know. I usually grab about twice the length of my longest beginner wire. So we did 9.5 inches. I grabbed about 20 inches of the half round. Hi, Maria. How are you, my love? All right, so now I'm going to take these and I'm just going to use my flat nose pliers to kind of squish those together so that they're a little more clean together. All right. Now's the fun part, because we're using an interesting shape object. So now we kind of have to like shape our wire around. We might need to add, actually. So this is actually a wonderful opportunity if we do need to add. So you guys will get to see what happens if your zigzag section is too short, which it might be, might not be. It's probably fine. think I am going to add maybe one over here and two over there, which is like kind of frustrating, but it is what it is. Okay. So what I'm going to do is we're going to open this back up. It's like Murphy's Law. Whenever I'm live over here, you guys get to watch me struggle. All right. So I'm going to undo that last one so that these are free. And I'm going to go ahead and add, I think I'm going to add two on this side. I would much rather add more than have to like remove them, because you can kind of kink your wire up if you have to remove them. Exactly, struggling is part of the process, and I feel like this gives you guys a little insight into like how to fix it, because it's not the end of the world if your zigzags are a little too short or even a little too long. So maybe at some point, you know, I'll screw up and it'll be too long and you guys can see how I fix that. But today we're learning what to do if it's too short. Hey Brenda, how are you, my love? Hope you're having a wonderful day. I've got your info is what I meant to say. I almost had a lapse of memory. All right, so I think what I'm gonna do here is we're gonna end this wire here. Yes, make sure you have notifications turned on in your settings. Yes, absolutely. All right, I did this on the inside so that in theory, it won't be like super noticeable that we've added to our situation here. Oh, you know what? I kind of want to hammer those, which is not ideal to do after I've already started my splice, but it's okay. We're just going to really gently just try to avoid that base wire and our weaving wire when we do this. Just continue on like we were before. I'm leaving this little bit until everything is secured, and then I'll cut it and flatten it down in a minute. How do you determine the size of the angled points? So fortunately, friend, this live will be watchable after the fact. So you'll be able to actually go back and see what I did, but I just use the tip of my pliers to measure. And you can actually find these pliers through my website. On my website, you'll see like a bunch of different links, and there's a section marked jewelry making. In that section, you'll see tools and supplies. These are the flat nose 483 Zurons. They're in that list. Excuse me. You got notified today? Great. Wonderful. Amazing. I'm glad. All right. Now, pinch wondering if just adding those two was enough, but we'll see in just a second. Let's go ahead and cut that. I'm gonna actually check this before I clip this. I'm gonna check and see if this is gonna be enough, because if it's not, I'll just do another zigzag over here so I don't have to splice again. All right. I think that's gonna be good. Okay. Kind of going to shape out our piece from the one side where we want to start around to the other side. Trying not to like use my stone as resistance because I don't want to break it. Okay. There we go. Just gonna flatten this section out a little bit more because it's a little flatter. There we go. Okay, so that's kind of where we want it to sit. And then now I'm going to kind of determine how much distance there is between here and where this cross section is. And usually what I'll do is I try and find a box of my pliers that's around that size. So if I do this, I still have a little extra space, right? So it's like this box plus this saves me from having to like actually measure anything, so bear with me, but it's a nice little life hack, if you will. So I'm going to take my other pliers that are about the length, the extra length I need. So I'm going straight from the edge there, right? Resting those together, and then I'm just going to push those out like that. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. This is just like, again, my hack for not measuring either side so that I know that they find each other in the center. Like that. So I know this and this are the same length. Alright, let's see how that looks. Okay, yeah, and that gives us some negative space in here like we wanted. Okay, so now we're going to set our stone aside. And I'm going to go in here and try and make sure everything's nice and flat here. I want these to lay nice and flat together. Although we may go back and do something that like kind of cleans that up anyway. Okay. So I'm going to take my remaining half round wire and I'm going to pinch it. I'll usually go flat side toward me. Pinch it between all of those 8 wires right there, trying to make sure that they're flat on either side. Takes a little practice, but you'll get it. And then I'm going to wrap around all 8 of them like that 3 times, and then I scooch it down. So I have something that looks like this. Right. We're going to leave this alone for right now, and I'm going to take my front wires here, and I'm going to go from either side and just bend them out, all but the back 2. So now I'm left with these back 2 sticking up. I'm going to take my wire, and we're just going to go continue in that same rotation pattern. We're just going to go around. You can do this loosely or tight. It depends on the aesthetic that you want. You don't have to do tight coils if you don't want to. You can do like loose, like a candy cane, but you're going to go up about 3/4 of an inch. One thing you just want to make sure of is that these wires stay parallel the whole time. You don't want to get them crossed. It's not the end of the world, but life's easier if you don't cross those. All right, so now we're about 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to kind of squish those down, open that up just a little bit to make a cut like this. Boop. Take my pliers and lay those down, and that cut side is going to be toward the front of our piece. So you'll know this is the front because it's got all of these pieces are open to the front. Here's your back. Here's your front. Okay. So now that I've done that, I am going to do a bend straight forward like that. Nice right angle. And now I'm going to go in here. I'm going to push this forward. And I'm going to cut flush side in, like that. And I'm going to just push the remaining wire in that little nook right there, like that. And now I'm going to push back using my thumb. I'm going to kind of curl my bail over in on itself like that. So I have something that looks like that. I find it easier to do this next part if I take these side wires and then just stick them straight up like that. And now I'm going to take these wires from the back, cross over to the front. Same thing over here, over to the front, like that. I'm going to grab those and clip them just outside of where I want to do my fold, like that. Take my pliers and just fold those in underneath. Boop, like that. Same thing on the other side. Tell me you're right-handed without telling me. Squish this nice and flat. Now we have something that looks like this. And now's the fun part. You're going to find the back of your piece. So here's our front. Here's our front, here's our back, and I'm going to gently bend our little zigzags in. Because the back of our piece is not flat, we're not going to flatten this out, we're just going to bend them in ever so slightly. Just enough to kind of make a little basket. Like that. Okay. And we're going to take our piece and cross our fingers that it fits in there nicely, which it will. And then we're going to do the same thing on the front. You can also take some nylon jaw pliers at this point and kind of close your zigzags in on your work. It's probably dangerous to do it that way. Okay, so now I still have like wiggle in this, like I feel like I can pull it up a little bit, so I really want to tighten my zigzags over this. So what I do, you have to be real gentle, is I'm pushing pressure towards my other hand and squeezing my zigzags together at the same time. And we're going to go through all of my little zigzags and do the same thing. This you really need to be gentle with. I'm like really gentle, because if you slip, you can scratch your stone or you can stab yourself. So let's not stab ourselves. Take your time. Be gentle. And as you can see, while we tighten that, it's like tightening around our stone as well. And you kind of just keep working your way back and forth. Flip to the other side, same thing. Just very gently work your way around your piece. See, gotta be gentle. Okay, I think we're in there. I'm gonna take my nylons just to kind of flatten that out just a little bit more. All right, so now we've got this, and now's the time we get to kind of have fun with our piece. So I'm gonna take these two wires over here, just kind of round them out. And I'm gonna lay them across here. Clip right here. At this point, you can really do anything to kind of add like decorative value to your piece. It's whatever your heart desires, honestly. I wonder if this will even reach. No. Will it go across there? Oh, I kind of like that. Okay. Yeah, okay. I wonder if it would be nice twisted. I'm gonna open this back up and give it some twisty vibes. Make sure if you are enjoying this content, you feel free to hit the subscribe button. And if you don't want to miss my live streams, hit that bell. Okay. Okay, so we got that. Oh, I love that with the twist. I love that. Okay, okay. It's a vibe. Make sure you always cover your work when you cut, okay? You will regret it if you don't. Oh, I love that. I was going to add beads. I wonder if I'm still going to like the idea of adding beads across the front. No, I think I will. Okay. It's pretty, but what if the stone falls out over time? I mean, don't beat up your jewelry. It's very secure in there, though. I've never had a piece returned. But yeah, if you beat up a piece of jewelry enough, any stone will fall out. It's not impervious. I wouldn't run over it with your car. I wouldn't let a toddler wear it. I would treat it with care like you would any piece of jewelry. I'm trying to think of what stones to use. Any color recommendations? Throw some color recommendations in the comments. I'm kind of thinking about maybe doing an iolite. Like this. Oh, what do you guys think of this iolite? Pink tourmaline. Oh, I don't have any pink tourmaline, unfortunately, but I have some ruby. I think ruby would be nice. Got some like light pink ruby. Could kind of be a vibe. We could do maybe a couple sections of those. I also have some darker ruby. Ruby? Okay, alright, let me grab some ruby. I think my ruby is a little bit larger than my iolite. Although I do kind of like the two together. What if I did... No, we're going to keep the highlight out. I like the ruby. Let's do ruby. How many is that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. We'll do 10. In theory, should be enough. Of course, this is kind of a long piece, so maybe we'll do a couple more before I put it away. There you go. Grab a couple extra there. Your birthstone is ruby? Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so now I'm gonna grab just some weaving wire. This is about a foot of a 28 gauge wire. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to do like 3 or 4 rotations. I think I'm just gonna do 3. Let's see how far back that goes in there. I'll do 4. There we go. And then we'll start adding our beads. When I add my beads like this, I like to put some pressure on it with my index finger when the wire is straight up, and then go straight down to give an even lay, I guess, on my stones every time. I wish mine was ruby, but mine's peridot. Hey, we're opposites. I'm a February baby. And just do a couple rotations like that. And just keep adding our beads. I like peridot too. I used to not. I won't lie. Because I think I'm not a big fan of like chartreuse, but there are certain pieces of peridot that I absolutely have fallen in love with. I made a peridot pendant the other day. Actually, I'm not 100% sure if it's sold, but I know it's still around here somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. I'll show it to you. Sorry for the scratchy on the paper. Let's see if I can find my peridot baby. Here it is. Look at this guy. Didn't that turn out so pretty? Little peridot baby. That was a fun piece. Alright. Just a little simple baby. Thank you. It was a very like juicy peridot. I really liked that. Got a number of them. I want to make some more of those. I really like the aesthetic of that design. I mean, it's not my design. It's such a simple design. I couldn't ever claim it, but I really like how clean it looks. I love this pink ruby. Did you all know that ruby fluoresces under UV light? Fun fact, if you didn't know that already. So if you're ever wondering if a ruby is real, go to a rave. I'm just kidding. Go put it under UV light, black light. You'll see big glow. It's really cool. Yeah, I think I might have too much light on this situation for you to be able to see. It's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell in this lighting. Otherwise I would show you. But it glows. Okay, I wonder if I can do it here. Now I'm determined to show you guys. Okay, here we go. You see how it like is all orange? Isn't that cool? Beach shows and a rave coming to your area soon. Yeah, exactly. You get it. Alright, so how do I want to do this? I'm kind of thinking about maybe doing I think that's our vibe there. Alright, let's squish this up a little bit. I want that tighter. These are 3mm beads, yep. And in theory, they have holes in them. In theory. Every single one of them. There we go. This is like somewhat reminding me of this. It's like a Mexican agate. There's like some other name involved in there, I feel like, that I did a while back, and it looked like ice cream. It was so pretty. It was like sherbet. And I think the beads we used with it, I don't know why I always say we, because it's me. I'm the only person making jewelry every year. I feel like that's too much. We're going to squish them in and see. But the beads I used with it were like pink ruby and, oh, okay, I don't hate that. I don't know if I love it. I feel like it provides a decent amount of balance, but I also like feel like maybe if it goes straight across here, that might be more ideal. Let me squish this up a little bit more. All right, what do you guys think? Do you guys think I should go straight across here like this, or should I go down? Across or down? What do you guys think? I think I'm kind of vibing with like the across. Like that. I think so too. Yeah, I think across. Yeah. Okay. I'm glad that I asked you guys, and I'm glad that we're all kind of on the same page there. It just gives it like it evens it out. Okay. Okay, you can't escape too, friend. You actually live here now? Get used to it. Get used to it. Alright, so we'll go ahead. I'm just gonna do like 4 rotations there to just anchor everything down. And then we'll clip that. Done with that. Lay that down. I'm just gonna straighten those out a little bit. Okay. Gosh, I still think I should probably get rid of like one more, but we'll see. I'm gonna accept the fate of this. Oh, I don't know. Do I need to lose another one? Do I really need to lose another one? Oh, I might need to. Everybody stay calm. Oh wait, okay, maybe that's not too bad. Let's see what it looks like when I just lay this across. Okay, I don't hate it. Okay, alright. I have an overwhelming urge to make everything symmetrical at all times. So these asymmetrical pieces are like my own personal struggle. It's like exposure therapy. Alright, so I'm going to go in here. I'm just going to wiggle back and forth. Don't do this with your tools if you want to try this technique to break your wire. Don't do it with your tools, because if you do it with your tools, it's going to break where your tool is, and it's not going to break where you want it to break. But if you use your fingers are soft enough that it'll break at the metal instead. In theory. There we go. Okay. I'm so tempted to see if we can get like a swirl in here. I wonder if that's going to be too much, but I might regret everything, we might just cut it off altogether. We'll see. Just a little extra swirly gig right here. Do we vibe with that? I kind of do, but I kind of don't. I'm gonna see what it looks like, and then if we hate it, we hate it. And then if we love it, we love it. It's okay, either way. Okay, so we're gonna take these across here. Oh wow, that couldn't have like laid better if I tried. All right, again, cover your work before you cut. You don't want your eyes to go out. Your eyes to go out. What a weird way to put that. You don't want it to put your eyes out. Oh, I don't know if I don't know. I actually kind of like it. Now that I like let it flow a little bit. For it not being absolutely, don't shoot your eye out, kid, right? For it not being like perfectly symmetrical or anything, which again, something that I'm constantly fighting the urge for everything to be. I think it's fine. And there we go. And then we'll throw it on the, what is that? Oh my gosh. The sky is falling. We'll put it on a chain. Yeah, I don't hate it. I'd be lying if I said it was my favorite piece I've ever made, but the whole point here was to show you all that it is possible to wrap a kind of an odd shaped object. This works really well with seashells as well, but very cute. It's got a nice clean back too. And there it is. Here's a less not symmetrical version of this design. Of course, this one I've added a braid along the edge, but this feels more symmetrical for me. But yeah. All right, my lovely, lovely, lovely humans, thank you for hanging out with me. If you have not already hit the subscribe button and the bell, please do so. And like this video. Don't forget to like this video. And thank you for hanging out with me. I do have to hop off here and go pick up my lovely, lovely child. But I appreciate you once again, and I will see you all very soon. So, bye guys. Thanks for being here.